peace, and love. Welcome to BayHeartTalks. It's my first edition, so I'm really happy about that. And I appreciate y'all for joining with me. Today I have a special guest that's really long overdue. really long overdue. He's a barber, a loctician, an entrepreneur, a family man, and just most off a well-rounded guy. His name is CBlades. Joining me on the show today, my man.
Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. So, how's life been since since I've seen you? I haven't seen you in like a year.
Yeah, it's been busy. Everything's been rolling. One thing after another.
Yeah. So you told me you said you got 8 chairs now. Is that how many you have in the shop?
Mm-hmm. I have 11 in the shop.
11. Wow. Okay. So now that you have all these different personalities and you get the enjoyment of dealing with all these different people, like how is the environment every day?
For a while there, it was a little rough, but we unfortunately had to lose a few.
Okay.
So now my team is wonderful.
Okay.
We get along.
That's what's up. And you built a lot, would you say so?
Yeah.
Man, because I remember when I first met you and you was coming in and you was just building. And so now it's built,
It's good. Still got room for more growth.
What's next in your growth, for the shop? Or are you gonna get another shop?
Eventually, yeah, that's the plan. We're probably gonna have at least 5 in the immediate area between Bay County, Walton County, Jackson County, and the surroundings. So.
Expansion.
Yes, sir.
You said Jackson County. What you know about Jackson County?
We going out.
Okay, all right. So what do you think separates you from other barbers that makes it a unique style for people to come in and spend their money with you?
I think for me, because I've listened to a few, it's not about the dollar for me. It's because I love what I do, and people can feel that. And then it's the atmosphere. We're known as the country club for certain folks, so they can come in, they can let loose, let their hair down, and just relax.
And you know what? That's what the barber, the barbershop always should feel like. I always think about when I go into a barbershop, the movie Barbershop.
Mm-hmm.
I always think about that because, you live, you love, and you laugh.
Right.
And that's the time where, like you said, you let your hair loose. You just experience so many different things. You talk about different things. Sometimes it could be heated conversation. Sometimes it could be, my mama made me eat chitlins, and my grandmother didn't.
Sure.
So there is a hair show coming up in New Orleans. Do you know about that?
You talking about Bronner Brothers? I think it's already going on, to be honest. I think it was this past weekend.
No, it was.
I believe so. I don't know.
Okay.
I know they have it in August and they have it in February. I went to the one in February.
Okay. How was it?
It was good, actually. It was very good.
Did you enter in the show, or you just went to attend?
To competitions now, so now
Really?
I'm more of an educator now.
But being that you have people behind your back, you would push those people to,
You do, but not everybody has the same mindset as I do. I did the competitions when I was younger.
Okay.
But they're more said just come to work, make their money, go home. So.
That's true. Do you treat barbering as a lifestyle, or do you leave the clippers at the shop?
I think it's a little of both. And now that I'm getting older, it's a little more of one than the other. To me, it is a lifestyle. I'm a barber everywhere I go. Even when I go on vacation, my clippers come with me. But I've gotten more so now that I try to leave work at work. So when I go home, I turn my phone off, and it's just me and the family. So.
Yeah. Because that's what I was going to ask you. Like, if I call you, 10 o'clock at night, Chris, let me come through.
I'm not going to answer you. I always tell my clients, text me. I'll read it, and if it's something that has to be answered now, I'll answer you.
Right. Right.
I don't know if I coming to the shop at no 10, 11 o'clock at night.
What you say? You're gonna have to put a hot 100 on there or something.
Yes, sir.
So I know that you are a family man. What in fatherhood, what brings you like every day? What like steers you to continue, striving to, uplift the kids and
My son's always been my motivation.
Yeah.
I was the partier when I was younger, but the minute I found out I was having a son, it was straight line after that. So he's the one that keeps me going. He's a college student right now, so I really have to work. But yeah, that's my why I do it all.
And I feel you on that because the kids are the future. And I feel like sometimes people say that, but they really don't realize that because then 10 years later, when the parent might not be as so dependent on the kid, but there's things that now your child may be teaching you that you didn't quite understand back when you was trying to learn.
Yeah, it's the student becomes the teacher sometimes.
Yeah.
The teacher becomes the student, but he's the new generation. I learned a few things from him, but right now he's making me proud. He's trying to become a barber himself.
Really?
On the side, yeah. So he's cutting all the football players in his apartment building right now. So that's cool.
Okay. So do you enjoy giving them tips then, huh?
I do, and I'm going up there in a couple of weeks for one of his games. So
Okay. Where he's going to school at?
Georgia State.
Georgia State. Okay. That's crazy because I had thought about going to Georgia State. That's downtown Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Because they had a big film program.
Yep.
Yeah, they have a huge film program up there. So he enjoys his life up there, huh?
Yeah, he enjoys football. So
Okay. That football life is something else. Did you play football yourself?
I did, but I got injured early, so my life got cut short. So I get to live through him now.
What was your position you played?
I was a center.
Okay. So you had to make sure that ball got to the QB
Yeah,
safely.
Safely.
Okay.
BayHeart Media, change for the future.
Okay, that's right. So, do you have any hobbies? Like, what does Chris Blades do? That keeps him going.
I got a few actually. I'm a weightlifter.
Okay.
I'm on the weights, and I'm in the pool hall or in the bowling alley. That's about it.
You in the pool hall? Okay, you might have to teach me something. Cause see, I look at everybody in the pool hall, but I ain't never played a game. I mean, I played a few games, but it was more recreational than serious. Those guys in the pool hall, they're a little mean. You know what I mean? Just a little bit.
Get down with the get down. But, all in all, it's just fun.
Absolutely. What about the bowling? Like, are you in tournaments or is that just for fun?
Nah, that's just a hobby. I don't
Yeah.
really do the whole bowling league and stuff like that.
Okay. So, I know talked about family, talked about lifestyle, but just to go back to the barbering, what keeps you inspired, every day, going, to and from your shop?
Well, the main reason I opened the shop is to give people a professional environment to come and exhibit their talent. So knowing that I have folks that really come in and really enjoy what they do and watching them work, that's what brings me into that shop every day.
And you spoke so much about professionalism. We do know there are some barbers that are, not as professional, but how do you feel that, things can be changed from that perspective? Because honestly, like when I went into some barbershops, I've experienced people literally like just didn't want to help me or didn't want to cut my hair. And I'm spending $30 and $40 because, it can be a little pricey now.
Yeah.
So how do you think that the barber culture can change in that way?
Well, professionalism is lacking, especially in this area, but I mean, if we can find that, barbers got to find their passion for this business again, and realize you can't just look at it for the money. Once you find your passion and improve your skills, the money will come. You got to find that love for it, and I think once you do that, everything else will fall into place.
And I just experienced, a barber not too long ago, and I really was trying to, get him to understand how I wanted my haircut. Obviously, you know, I have locks, so it's not as difficult as like getting my hair cut and say if I want a 1 inch, 2 inch. But it was hard to tell them not to, you know, push my hairline back.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure you've heard that so many times.
A lot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure people come to you. Actually, it's funny, y'all. I actually came to CBlades when somebody had, I don't even know if you remember that, but I came to you because somebody had messed up my edge up, and then he fixed it. So, I mean, if you want your haircut from the best, this is one of the best, and I say so myself. I'm approved of it, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, matter of fact, where you from?
Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, New York. Wow. So, like, what part of Brooklyn, like?
On Bed-Stuy, do or die.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say Flatbush, but okay. Now, how far is Flatbush from Bed-Stuy?
30 minutes, maybe.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I had some people that grew up in Flatbush, so that's why I asked, because I'm like, they always want me to come. They're like, come and stay with me. And I'm like, we in Flatbush, and then every time I hear a song or a rap song, I'm like, oh no, that's the hood.
No, I mean, you know, people hang out in Flatbush just like they hang out in Bed-Stuy. So.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about, you know, growing up. How was that?
You know, it was cool with me. I was there as a kid. I left when I was a teenager, but you know, it was cool. You know, New York, the streets. Coney Island was the big feature back then.
You got one of the Coney dogs?
Coney dogs. I
Yeah.
remember my dad getting the frog legs out there.
Frog legs? That's a new one right there for me. You like them?
I don't eat them, but he did. You know, they all say that stuff tastes like chicken.
Yeah, everything.
So, nah, but it was cool. I mean, I have a lot of memories from New York. You know,
Okay.
I remember the summertime when they used to close off the streets and we had block parties.
Wow.
They turn on the hydrants.
Wow.
You know, it was fun for me back then. You had the corner bodegas.
Mm-hmm.
So,
What would you get at the bodega?
for us, it was, you know, juice and the little penny candies or the ice cream sandwiches. When you were a kid, it was all about sugar.
What about like a chopped cheese sandwich or the
I
chili
didn't really
dog?
dive into that as a kid, but we did a lot of the pizza pies and the
Okay.
cheesecake and.
Okay. All right. What? So you
I don't know if you ever heard of Sylvia's out in Harlem and all that.
Sylvia's? Is that a ice cream place?
Cheesecake.
Oh no,
Yeah,
that's some good cheesecake, huh? It sounds good.
Yeah.
So did you grow up seeing anybody cutting hair or anything? Is that,
Honestly, when I was a kid, that was the last thing on my mind back then was cutting hair. I didn't really get into the hair thing until I got, you know, 14, 15, 16. When I moved to South Carolina, I had cousins that were in the hair industry, and I saw how well they were doing. I was like, there's some money in this. But then once you get into it and you really start enjoying it, it becomes a passion. So.
And so just being that passionate about it, you decided like, let me take this on and see where it'll lead me.
Yeah, I started when I was 16 in high school.
Oh.
That's when I first got into the hair school.
Let me find out you was giving cuts in the bathroom or in the gym.
Because anywhere I can go. I was fortunate I had a family member that owned a salon.
Ah.
So she would let me work in there from time to time. And then I had another cousin who was a barber.
Okay.
So he mentored me for a little while. So I was fortunate. And then, believe it or not, after I got out of school, I never went and got my license.
Wow.
So back then, it wasn't a big deal.
Okay.
But then towards my adulthood, you know, we had what they call snitches. So then I had to go back to school, and then I finally got a license.
So let me take a take on that. What do you think about barbers not having their license? What do you think is a professional take if they don't have their barber's license that they should be operating as?
Well, you can only operate so much as the law allows. Here, you know, there's what they call barber assistants. Fortunately, here, braiders and opticians don't need license. so they can work. Unfortunately, they have a couple of those, but I find it lazy. I mean, if you don't have enough pride in your profession to go get licensed, it's kind of lazy.
I respect that. I just I know I've experienced some people that doesn't have their license, and that's not only been in Panama City, plenty of places, even in California. And I mean, they cut my hair fine and never knew until they told me.
Yeah.
So I just, I was just wondering, like,
And you're fortunate to find them, but the biggest thing about getting licensed is protecting the public. You gotta know sanitation, and if you never went to school, you don't know proper sanitation. Unless you're fortunate to have a shop owner or something that will teach you that along the way. But still, it's best to go get that license.
And how long you been doing locks for?
God, I started doing locks 2009.
Okay. Do you enjoy? Well, of course you enjoy it, but what made you start doing that?
Actually, there was a young lady that came into my shop when I was in South Carolina. She introduced me to locks. And it was just the culture. Honestly, locks to me is what teaches you patience. Because you gotta have it to go through those stages of locks. So many people give up early and cut them off.
Man, you know what I don't like? This, man, and I just hope that people understand this. I hate when everybody call the small little ones the ugly stage. It's not your ugly stage. It actually, I see some people that really look good in that stage. You know what I mean? But I don't know. That's me. I just hate that word, like the ugly stage. Like, why?
And it takes a while to get through it, and a lot of people don't have the patience when they cut them off.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've definitely seen it. So, last but not least, like, what is next for Chris Blades to continue his career, his journey?
Well, everything is about education. My grandfather used to tell me, the more you learn, the more you earn. So for me, it's all about taking in knowledge, because the barber industry is constantly changing, constantly. So you're either gonna stay up on what's out there, or you're gonna get left behind. So it's all about that education for me, and expanding.
Okay. So educate us real quick. One thing that you might have learned, that people haven't seen out there in the barber world.
Right now, the hair units are becoming a big thing. They haven't made it here yet. So far, I may have maybe 2 clients that do it. But that's my next biggest thing to introduce to Bay County is, the hair units for the guys that are balding.
What is that?
Hair units.
I don't know. Explain that for me.
It's kind of like toothpaste / lace front for men. So you got the people who get the George Jeffersons. Well, now they can have hair again up there.
No, I just love how intellectual you put that on me, man. Come on. You said like toothpaste
/ lace front.
So what could you explain to like what?
Because most people remember the men's toupees back in the day, and it was just lump of hair on a left. Where now, I don't know if you're familiar with the women and their lace front wigs.
Yes, I am.
How they look so natural.
Yes.
Where now they're putting the toupees have transitioned into lace front. So now the hair is on lace front and it lays seamlessly.
So now, is it able to be permanent, or this is something
It's
that's
not
temporary?
permanent. It's never permanent. It's temporary, but it lasts longer than.
So what's the lifetime of a
I
toupee?
mean, I've seen people wear units as long as 2 months, but then all you do is take it off, clean the scalp, start it over, put it right back on.
So you telling me somebody could have a lace front their whole life? They done met somebody and fell in love with them, and then but come to the funeral, then they bald headed, and their whole life they thought they had hair. I'm sorry, that's just the way I think sometimes. I'm like, dang. So you telling me somebody can fool with somebody
every day?
So if I go bald, you tell me I can come to you and give me a lace front?
Get you a lace front.
And it can look like this?
Yeah, they have some dry lace fronts too.
Wow. So when you at the shop, do you ever like order plates? Like what kind of food you eating in the shop? I know, everybody likes to say, what you ordering, Chris? What you ordering?
We don't have, every now and again we'll get people come around selling plates, but it's not like that anymore these days.
Really?
There's no food trucks that come through, no, Mama Jean in the kitchen cooking and selling plates. It's not like that anymore. I kind of miss it. We don't even have the hustlers coming through selling stuff anymore. I remember that growing up in the barbershop.
Me too. I remember, I'm originally from Oakland, California. I don't know if you knew that. But I remember all the time, you know, you would see, you know, people come in, have the plates, they would have the oils and all that stuff. And that's the stuff that made it a family matter. You know, you go to the barbershop, you go get that chocolate, that banana bread. You know what I mean? Something's going
on. Shoes, cologne, get all that at the barbershop.
Man, and I miss that too, like so much for real. So like, what do you just order DoorDash then? I'm guessing.
Pretty much, or I bring it from home.
Okay.
You know, these days now I'm trying to get back into that clean eating, better eating, especially now that I'm back into the gym. So
yeah. So what does a meal look like for Chris Blades?
Well, today I tell you I brought a grilled chicken salad for lunch, so that's gonna be my food for the day.
Right on. All right. Would you say that you can compete with any shop in Panama City if let's say they had a competition? Do you think you compete?
If we're talking about a competition or battles, then yeah, I think I can go toe to toe with anybody. But as far as worrying about competing, who's better, I worry about me. Okay. I let them do their thing.
So you just saying that you stay in your own lane.
I stay in my own lane.
I respect that. All right. I think that's about it. I mean, I really appreciate you coming on to the show for me. This is the first show, so this is the best show.
Hey.
Absolutely. Like I said, I appreciate you, and I definitely would like to have you back whenever you would like to come back.
I'm ready anytime you are.
All right, I appreciate you, my man.
All right.
Absolutely.